Hello and welcome back to another game during the Tournament of the Goats tournament run by Onomatopoeia. Today we have the Astronomical Pegasus, or the other way around. No, that's right. Astronomical Pegasus versus Solstice Esports in round 3 semi-finals. A big game coming in here. You know, these teams obviously have done very well running 3 O's and 3 1s the whole of the tournament so far. So both teams can't do it here again, so it should be a pretty good game today. As always, I'm Cookie Breed, and my Kellett caster today is going to be Seth or Professor Oak, however you know him. How you doing, dude?
Pretty good, man. I'm pretty excited for this game. It should be like a really good game. I'm expecting. You get the 2 and 3 seed facing off in the winter semis. Both haven't lost a game. They both pretty much. Well, Ryan and I watched Pegasus last night. 3-1 Boomers, and it looked a little bit rough.
Okay.
But it wasn't too bad. They still look pretty clean, like, as the map went on, and Solstice we've just seen 3-0, 3-0, and just absolutely dominate, so I'm thinking this should be a really good game.
Yeah, definitely. Solstice having a little bit easier, having to deal with the lower of the seeds. The seeding doesn't matter that much, but it's something to go off. They only have to fight the 11th and 6th seed, while Astronomical is going up against what? They even had lower ones.
Here, I'll click the bracket so at least the stream can see what we're talking about.
Yeah. Stream might want to see what's going on. But actually, I had it the wrong way around. Solstice actually being the ones fighting the higher seeds, and still 3-0ing pretty dominantly. So, in terms of stats, this should be in the bag for Solstice, but I'm not counting out Astronomical whatsoever here. They can definitely do quite a lot of work. Know a little bit about the team, not a ton, but I've seen different players here and there, so I think this is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, it should be good. And just real quick, thanks the Big C for the follow. Always appreciate likes, follows, subscribes, anything you want to do. Appreciate a bunch on the stream here. So
absolutely. But
also, I'm gonna apologize.
This game. There you go.
I was going to say, I apologize real quick for the clicking as I'm casting and my keyboard's loud as just really loud. Occasionally the clicking in the background will be there. I'm sorry. Haven't figured out a mic setup to get it working.
Just move the mic, lol.
I know. I gotta get like an actual like boom mic instead of just a headphone mic is what it is, but
yeah, just get it fucking up here. But we're jumping in map 1. It's gonna be Busan. We don't see these other maps very often, but from time to time we see them. Still no Ilios on Nepal, I don't think. Just Busan and Li Zhangtao for the most part.
I feel like I saw Nepal, but I could be wrong.
I've seen Nepal before. I've seen it at least once in my life.
There we go.
What do you think these teams are gonna be running here?
Well, I could say 2 things. I could say goats, or I could say floats. I actually could see. I actually might think we might whip out the floats on this map, just because of the high ground. I know Pegasus usually has. Well, because Ryan and I did a couple interviews last night, and we haven't set it up the thing yet. But last night, it sounded like Pegasus usually has 2 Ana players as their supports. So I was kind of expecting them to see the Ana. But coming in, it's not. So I don't know. I give up on guessing.
Yeah, I guess so. Both teams opting for the Zenyatta. And I've definitely seen both teams at least run the Ana before. But maybe they just want to take it hard and fast. Maybe they think the Zenyatta's the best pick here. Both teams going in just immediately swinging at each other like it doesn't matter, but Kabunga there's Discord is going to take a lot more damage here. Inax managing to keep the Discord away from him. Yeah, and that's how it goes. Kabunga falling pretty much immediately. Local man falling as well, and that's pretty much all the damage you get. Then once they can get rid of that high charge Zaya, they're going to be sweet, and then they're just going to chuck Pegasus back into spawn and get the DMAC.
And I know last time that Ryan and I watched it last night, it was on a replay code still, but Kabunga wasn't with them. I guess he's their main tank player, but they had a ringer in, so OP Greek was on the main tank.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of interested, and he actually got the MVP and was actually just dominating the Shatter battle. So I'm kind of curious how it's going to work out.
Yeah, definitely go flame for it if he doesn't do the job here. The rally comes out, the shadow directly to the shield, a bit of a flex more than anything. But Kabunga's still discorded up here. Both tanks, rather. The shadow coming out, only getting Silver Star, doesn't get a ton of value. The grab comes out just to get rid of OP Greek. And yeah, again, it's just going to be all cleanup from here.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's interesting watching the Discord orbs come out. NX is definitely doing a lot better keeping the Discord orb off of him, and Kabunga's doing decent, but he's just getting melted too fast consistently.
Because it's so important in this Ryan 1v1 kind of aspect, and having the cleanse there to get rid of Discord, or just the line of sight, or just keeping his shield up. So many factors, but it's still super important because it's usually to come down to who gets discorded or not. Joey getting, almost caught out there for staying alive. The bomb being tossed all the way in the back to grab as well. But imagine to find local man. That's going to be huge for Solstice here. But Kabunga actually takes out 2 with the pin. Both Lambert and Joey. No defense ults for Solstice here. They're just going to want to try and stall it out. But Inax just wants to take it here, taking out Kabunga. And Devtron falls as well. The high charge Zayas beaming each other down. You get the solo grab that also just manages to get Orthus. And that should be it for another fight. And they're getting close to that last fight territory here.
I feel there for Lopple. He literally had a Diva Bomb come up, and it landed like on his head. And I don't even think he realized.
That's how it is sometimes, it gets launched so high in the sky. Sometimes there's so many things going on, especially in Ghost, you don't see it. The bomb being chucked directly to the back. They're trying to get the pin as well, but it misses. Aspect somehow getting caught out there. Might not have had the bubble. Shatter is there on 2 of the remaining tanks. Doesn't quite get a kill yet. NX eventually does fall. The bomb in the back line probably should have saved that one. But they're going to contest here, but they're already at 99%. They just kind of need to get off the point here and reset. Not use any more ults that they don't have.
Yeah, I mean, everybody hits Q. Some people die, some people don't. It's goats. It's a party.
Absolutely. So yeah, all Solstice really have to do here is build up some ults and push back in one fight. They got Silver Star, who's almost got his Transcendence. That's going to be, pretty big here. But Pegasus has got a few good ults coming online themselves, the rally and the grab. But Inax falls pretty much immediately before they have any real chance of doing anything.
And that's basically a push without a Ryan. Like, I know in other metas you don't have a main tank, you're probably not going to win, but in Goats it's not even, you're really not going to win.
Yeah, I said it before and I'll say it again, Goats are just 5 supports and 1 DPS. With Ryan being that 1 DPS, it's hard to make it work without it. The grab's gonna come in, sneaky lag from the back. Transcendence comes out, keeping everyone alive for now. The pin doesn't get any squishes. The Shadow's in the back, on both sides rather. A lot of people down, but we've got to find some picks. Eventually the grab comes out, and it's gonna be Solstice finding the picks here, Like we said, it's Goats. You toss out a lot of ults and no one dies. But then eventually everyone dies, and that should pretty much be the map for Solstice here. Team kill, no one's gonna be able to touch.
Yeah, I really feel like Kabunga's losing track a little bit of Inax. There were a few times where he was going after somebody, a low target, right? So you just, Lucia's one, gotta hit the Lucia or someone else, for example, and then you suddenly looked, and Inax is shattering him, because he's not necessarily keeping track of the Ryan, whether it's the old charge, he's a little bit like not expecting or just kind of ignoring him with the shield, but it happened a couple times in that fight.
And that's the thing, there's a lot of things that, there's always a thing, right? But in Goats, the Discords matter, the cleanses, blah, 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 blah. But also, as in any game, any meta, where you have 2 Reinhardts, that 1v1, that constant mental battle and everything is super important between the Reinhardts. And if the other Reinhardt gets the upper hand, it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And now we see, again, the mirroring comps to traditional Goats for the Zen instead of the Ana. We'll see how they get into it.
Yeah, I don't know if, Loppleman's finding a lot of value with his trances so far. It might be worthwhile to switch to the Ana, because Pegasus isn't really playing the aggressive game here, and they're not getting a lot of value out of the Discords. And just like that, half the team's already gone back in spawn. Starting to pack their bags at the moment because they're going to need to. We're about to get out of Busan.
I mean, you got to fly to the next map, right? Where would we go? Russia?
Yeah, there's nowhere close. Oh, OP Greek getting picked off there.
I mean,
just a bit further stagger.
Japan would be pretty close, right?
That's true. What Hanamura?
Yeah.
It'd still be a couple hours.
A couple hours, a lot better than trying to connect way too many hours of ping away.
Yeah, true. I mean, I've been in a lot of airports, man. Those connecting flights are the worst. The shadow does come in, though. We'll stop talking about random crap. And it gets the whole backline, but not a lot of picks out of it, except for Kabunga. Oh, and there comes the follow-up. You know, get rid of that Reinhardt, and you can just rush through like a wave, crashing through the rest of the team. Yeah. Nice 40%, pretty much uncontested. They've got 4 ults online. You know, this defense looking pretty strong.
Apparently, I gotta turn myself down just a little bit.
You're too loud.
I know. I can't ever hear myself back, so.
Yeah, that makes it difficult. Alright, and a big grab. The beat is there, but the bomb's pretty much on top of everyone. But Kabunga, move your shield away from the team. No, Kabunga! You gotta protect your team. Did you not watch the Reinhardt cinematic? That's the whole thing. Use your shield to protect the team.
I think he got boozed away by the Diva and the Lucio.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of movement, you know, and then a boop or two. Nothing really helping, but they should be able to push in here with some ults. Both rallies are out here. Kabunga getting back, doesn't matter too much. This squad is on him yet again, though. He's just falling low. The shadow is there, but Lawful Man does have his own transect, keeping everyone alive. The bomb directly into the middle of the grab. Managed to find Aspect. Lambert is dead as well, and Neon does get demacked. We're getting up to 99% here again, and it's just like pretty much a repeat of the first map. They're just gonna get off point and come back in with some ults.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, Goats is a little bit easier to hold 99-0 against versus just a traditional 2-2-2, just because you get the ults so fast, and it's a lot more about pairing them and combing them together versus just having them and pushing through. But we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely, and Inax getting, you know, it's a bit of a reverse here. Everyone else getting pushed back into spawn now. And as long as they can hold this area, they should be good. And just rotate those ults well.
My ultimate is charging.
Oh. But all Solstice have to do is just, you know, build up 6 ults, and, you know, like you said, it's more about how you use them, but still, 6 ults is still 6 ults, you know?
Yeah, so.
And it's gonna push straight in. The shadow does get in the backline, and Axe just bouncing just behind Kabunga. Can't do anything about that. You just gotta, you know, reset again. 40% and rising. Pegasus looking, you know, pretty decent here to take the first round.
It's all good. I mean, at least they don't have that far to go. You can see where you're spawning from where they died, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, there's no sneaky business here. And the grub does come out, and the counter grab it as well. The Shadow's in the middle of the team, but doesn't really find anyone, I don't think. Aspect does take out Orthus, though. The beat is out for Pegasus as well, keeping everyone alive for the moment, but Kabunga's getting run down. OP Greek getting separated and taken out, and that's, you know, the main DPS tank line for Pegasus gone, and it should be Solstice able to move in, unless, you know, Devtron gets a 6k here. It's looking pretty dire for Pegasus right now.
Man, that's the Lucio dream right there, trying to get that 6k. Especially on stream. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, just straight to the highlight reel, straight to Overwatch League. But that is going to be map 1, going over to Solstice Esports. Pretty dominant 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Control's a weird map. Not weird necessarily, but like it seems like every game we watch, Control is usually really close, and then it kind of turns into more of a blowout. So this is what we see.
Yeah.
But it was. I hope this one's the opposite. We end up with a good game. I guess we'll see.
Because I don't know. I feel like a lot of King of the Hill maps really depend on the first fight win. Like that's kind of how it dictates how the rest of the round is going to go for the most part. But at least with other maps, you know, both teams have like an equal chance, equal footing rather. Like, you know, you both defend, you both attack. You know, sort of equal chance. I feel like King of the Hill is just a little bit different. But we get to move on to map 2 shortly. Of course, Pegasus. No, not Pegasus. No, wait, yeah. Yeah, Pegasus Astronomical. Getting to pick the map there and figure out where we're going to go to next. And yeah. Map 1. Pretty good for Solstice, but it can still go anyway. We are in the semifinals, so teams actually know how to play the game at this point.
Apparently chat saying it's just a warm-up map, no biggie.
That's it, you know. And it kind of, it really, realistically, it is a lot of the time. The first map, it's the warm-up map. It's when you're getting ready. It's when you're learning what the opponents are doing. And then it's from here on is where it really gets into the meat of the stuff, you know. But that goes both ways. You know, Pegasus might have the full download, know exactly what Solstice are doing. But, you know, map 2 Solstice might come out and go, oh, we know the exact thing to just dismantle you completely. They might run, you know, Monkey Ryan, Anna, and just not even let them out of spawn the whole time, you know?
I mean, they can pick any map. I'm still waiting for the first team to pick Paris.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like they don't know that it's no bans whatsoever. Not even Horizon, man. Come on, imagine the goat fights out in space, dude.
Oh, that'd be great. It'd just be Brig like one shot whipping people off the map all day. Just watch the ride. Choo.
I think they should change Horizon. Instead of having the space off to the side, just cut out that middle ground between the first point spawn and like the point, and just turn that into space. You know.
I'm pretty sure it'd be a Widow's like wet dream right there.
True, you know. Actually, and I'm a crease because the thing with space is it's completely silent. So you can high noon, you know, you jump 1,000 feet.
Oh, I didn't think about the high noon part.
Yeah, and like they don't hear anything, then all of a sudden it's a 6K. Like that's the hilarious part of space. You know, it's no gravity, but also no sound. Not really, anyway.
As a player who doesn't play Widow, I'd prefer not, but we'll see.
True. The Junkrat struggled a little bit in space.
Oh, we get this Ryan Winston. Let's go. Oh.
The bait maybe.
But, oh, it's definitely a bait, but it's still.
I would love to see it, honestly. I mean, I don't know, Sal. Back in our heyday, Monkey Ryan, insane duo.
Yeah, it used to be good. It used to be.
It's one of those compositions that like. It's not difficult to counter, but if you don't, it just steamrolls you harder than nearly any other kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a weird.
Because both of those tanks are such like frontline heavy tanks, and if you've got one in the back and one in the front, you know, you're on a spit roast, you're screwed.
I think they call that a pincer, but I could be wrong.
That too, you know, depends where you're from.
Forward, my friends.
Well, we are opting for the mirror yet again. No Annas, no Moras, none of that silly stuff. So the defenses definitely have the advantage here of that Zenyatta poking immediately. Both these Reinhardts swinging at each other. Inax falling super low. The Kabunga already taking out Lambent. And yeah, this is looking pretty good for Pegasus. A lot of damage for him. You know, I said like the defense is looking better because of the spam, but it just wasn't there. And this should be Pegasus taking first point pretty easily. A few staggers left to get, unless Aspect beams everyone down. That's going to be first point done. But, I mean, like, it's Volk Sky. Who cares about first point, you know? No one stays there.
I mean, I feel like they just put first point in this map to look pretty and attempt to make a first point, but than that, do they really actually care about the points?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but I don't know. The second point's definitely a lot easier to hold, and I guess we'll go into it. The interesting part is on the second point, though, at least with the goats comp, it's a lot not quite as easy to solve necessarily.
2 shields trying to shatter into shields rather. Aspect does get caught out though, but doesn't matter too much. He's still behind his team and protected completely. Reinhardt just swinging each other, beats coming in, keeping everyone alive, and Raleigh's on the other side. Grabs as well, bombs and all sorts of things. We pinned the Reinhardt, so everyone's gonna get caught in that bomb. The 3 people were dead before it even dropped. Now that BBD is just going to bail out here and the Zen's going to die. And, you know. So far, we haven't seen too many crazy staggers. What was that game the other day where just every fight there was a Diva getting staggered?
Oh, that was like the worst. It was on Anubis is all I know, and the fight, they were so bad. Did he need to use that grab? There were like 2 or 3 people dead, and he grabbed the other team like he was going to get a team fight there.
I didn't even see it come out. Did it get eaten, or was it just...
No, it came out. It just did no damage, and
yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but I'm sure you'll have another one before long. The beat comes out in the defense. They just want to win this fight immediately. The Shatter's there, but again, just into another shield, and Orthos is dead, so it's just 5 people to roll over here. And you know, I mean, a big rig trying to build up that grab immediately. He's already at 50%, just in that backline beaming down everyone.
He was in the backline beaming down the Zen, got the Zen to 1, and had a half a tick away and looked away, and the Zen got a bubble, and suddenly he was like, oh, didn't get the Zen and got nuked.
The Zarya dive, jumping in the back, using his rocket jumps.
I mean, it's a Bastion dive if you TP in the back, right?
That's exactly true, but with 420, left on the clock here. You know, Pegasus, they're not too worried. They've got plenty of time to deal with this. Another grab coming out from Aspect. They're building up just a little bit quicker than OP Greek, and that's just an immediate team win. They didn't have any defensive ults to really use there. Riley doesn't do too much in a grab. But there's a lot of ults coming inside of goats. Both teams are goats. A lot of ults coming inside of the attack here.
Yeah,
So they should be okay to just push in.
And naturally, like that Zarya on defense, or any character on defense, is usually always going to get your ult a bit faster than the attacking team. But
Just spam that right click, 100 charge, you'll be right. But now, you know, Pegasus should be right as long as they don't layer those support ults, find full value out of them. They're going to be able to stay alive in this fight for a long, long time.
they are coming
Especially
in
with
with
Rally to engage
too.
as well. The bomb getting tossed in the back though, and the Shadow kind of missing, hitting the bubble. That's already 2 ults without a lot of value, and Kabunga's the one to die here. They use the trance. They're kind of just using all the ults with no real effect here, unfortunately. That's just another 2-fight win.
I mean, they did. What
Like I said, they had 6 ults. And if they used them well, it would have been great. But they just kind of tossed them in.
So they did what they were supposed to. Like the D.Va bombed in, the Rhine turned around, or NX turned around to block it, but Aspect had the big brain play and they held his bubble. And as soon as NX turned around, he got the bubble, and Kabunga shattered straight into a bubble. Rhine was alive, still blocked the bomb and everything else. So kind of a big brain heads-up play from Aspect right there. Otherwise, it was definitely going to get in a few more people.
Half doing your job, but half, you know, some people just don't do their job, and Aspect's doing it very well. Doing everything he can on the Zarya, and he gets through the DM with that beautiful grab. The beat is then, and Neon eats the grab from OP Greek. You know, it's just, I don't know, I feel like as a team, you know, Solstice is just playing a little bit better. You know, it's not too insane. You know, Pegasus is still doing very well as a team, but on the individual scale and the individual plays, pretty much everyone on Solstice is just a little bit above everyone on Pegasus right now.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. And if you're Greek, especially on this Zarya, you're really feeling it. The last 2 grabs have been, well, one eaten and the other one was not a happy grab.
Yeah, the Shadow into another bubble. I don't think we've seen a good Shadow on this map yet. They're always out to keep everyone alive in that front push, and you know, it's just another easy fight win for Solstice here. We've burnt down. Oh,
I missed that earlier.
It always happens that we miss it, but they've already built up so much charge in such a short amount of time as well. Lambert does fall, but you know, it's not a Zarya. We're not losing any charge on a. Could you imagine a Brig with like some kind of damage scaling charge?
Oh, you mean like Brig 1.0? Is that what you said?
It could be. No, I mean more like a Zarya charge, but that works too. Brig just deletes everyone.
I mean, a nanoed Brig is still scary now, but
nanoed
Brig like back when,
that's
terrible, terrifying.
But you know, we're down to a minute here, popping out the rally, but they get shattered. They don't even find a pick here. It's gonna be all over. Kabunga is the one to die. And they're following up the damage. You see all the supports there in the kill feed. You know, it's such a team job. And OP Greg picked out Lambert, but he had no friends to help him there. He's sort of start finding a frag all of his own. But again, they have 5 ults to come in here with. They've got to make it happen now, pretty much.
And your next definitely is the one listening to the stream. You said, hey, you haven't seen a good Shatter? I got you, fam.
Absolutely. It's going to happen sooner or later. If you just keep tossing them out, you know, it's eventually going to hit.
You throw out 100
Shatters. The game's eventually going to bug, it's just going to go through. The early grab as well, super aggressive. The peak comes out to keep everyone alive. And the Shatter does get the D.Va down, but will it matter too much? The bomb's all the way back, too far away from the grab right now. The beat's there, keep everyone alive, just making sure the nanoed Reinhardt's coming through. He's going to build up that Shatter again pretty quickly. He's only going to find a pick, but there's too many picks coming from the side of Solstice here. They've already got 2. Neon does get demaxed, but Kabunga finds Neon as well, but everyone else is going to die. We've got the Lucio on point. The 1v1 of Silverstar doesn't want to get bullied by another Lucio yet again. He doesn't want a repeat of the other match. But that's going to be a pretty solid defense.
Yeah, I mean, they had almost a 6-minute timeout or something after that cap, right? And came in and didn't even give up a tick. You got to be super happy if you're Solstice, like super happy. I don't think you could get any better after the accidental roll.
Yeah, you know, you can't be any happy. You know, like we said, point 1, it's so easy to roll over. Like you generally never see it held, especially in the GOATS composition. Other compositions, yeah, it can happen, but GOATS, not so much. It ain't too great.
Like even the stalling potential on goats is like pretty bad because goats is really only good if you have all 6 players. So suddenly it's either regroup entirely, or you got to come in and stagger. But most of staggers just get absolutely nuked because they're really not that great heroes on their own. I mean, yes they are, but not against another comp running goats. And you probably changed it
like 6v6. Yeah, like 6v6 goat stall, perfect. You spend 6 minutes, use like 100 ults, and no one dies. But when you like you said, when you're coming out one by one, there's nothing you can really do. You're not gonna kill anyone who's gonna get rolled over.
Yeah, it's
plus you can't really stall. You can't really stall in this first point. The spawn pretty much goes for the attackers here.
I mean, even if you do manage to come out, stall, and build up ults, like your ults really aren't gonna do a lot by yourself either. Just because the other team is so much healing, you kind of need everybody. So
exactly.
It's a lost fight.
Solstice looking to yoink another map here. They're just going to take 133% of the map.
Kabunga's on the Diva now, and OP Greek's back on the Ryan. So
I know. They're like, oh, this worked in scrims. Let's do it again.
I mean, OP Greek was the one playing around. Like I said on the last game you watched versus Boomers, he looked pretty good. So I say that.
Kabunga already finding a pick, but yeah, like you said. Kabunga got that initial pick on Lambert. He's got 2 now, but I feel like it's a little bit too late. Aspect's still there, beating everyone down. You know, like we've said 1,000 times before, when you lose the Reinhardt, that's pretty bad. But if neither team has a Reinhardt, then it's onto the Zaya who kind of wins the fight. These supports a bit scary to jump on point, I suppose. But Local Man eventually falls, and Devtron doing all he can. He's probably just going to have to jump off the map here.
Greek will be falling another time. No, well, maybe not.
Maybe not. Lucia's still in the back here, kind of pointlessly. I mean, you can stall out a little bit, but actually, if you can stall it here, they might be able to get back on the point and win. No, never mind. Never mind. Cut the board. Nothing happened. You can't do anything. But yeah, like we said, a little bit trickier. Pegasus definitely had an easier time pushing in, but they eventually wrapped it up. They can push on the second point now. They only need that 33% pick. The grab coming in super aggressively. The shadow on the side, but he's already ready for it. Just everything being tossed out. The grab was there. The bomb's in the back, and 5 people die pretty much at the same time. And that's going to be it. Easy win for Solstice there. And like I said before, it's just so much of this Ryan v Ryan matters, and Inax is just dominating any Reinhardt on the field every single time. It's insane. Like, yeah, watch it. It's right here. He blocks the Reinhardt on the side.
Waits for all the Zarya bubbles to go down as well, just like a good boy, and hits Q and says, "Yes, please play the game. Can you be my best friend?"
Ooh, Aspect with the 40-40, high energy kills and eliminations. Beautiful stuff. Lambent only with the 94% kill participation, close to 100, but not quite there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
gotta shout out Oracle SC real quick for the follow. We missed it a few minutes ago. Well, that was on me because I'm doing too many things.
How could you? Imagine not doing literally everything.
I know, right?
Yeah. Looks like Pegasus is going to make some swaps here, though. They don't seem to be super comfortable with what they're running right now, which is understandable because Solstice are really just
taking it
making
to
it
him.
look like making it look easy, making it look like it's just kind of a pub stomp here. It looks like the old Brazilian 6-stack, the GM 6-stack in comp.
Yeah, like 3 a.m.
Yeah, versus just the solo cures that have no clue what they're doing.
The funny part about a Brazilian 6-stack is who was it? It was Juice and someone else on our team. They said they queued at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and they actually got a Brazilian server.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's when it's really a Brazilian 6-stack is when you go to the servers in Brazil.
I mean, there's a reason it was called that, and I guess they're still alive these days. But yeah, we're taking out Orthus, Lopal, and Bunga.
Yeah, it looks like
actually, no, we're not taking out Bunga. We're just switching the spots, right?
Looks like Greek's definitely going to stay on this Rhine.
And
then we got Beast on this Diva, or Zarya. And then we got Kabunga's going to the, Zen? No. So for the viewers, real quick, I have all the teams supposed to run either Ryan Winston in the slot 1. It's Diva in 2 and Zarya in 3, Lucio 4, Brig 5, and then the Flex support in 6, just so it looks a bit cleaner on the stream. So as they're rearranging their teams on our side screen, we're trying to figure out who's playing what. Looks like, yeah, Kabunga's going to go on the Brig then.
All right. One last switch, I think. And then we also get to pick map. I mean, I'm looking... I think this is just going to be a clean 3-0 here. I mean, as much as Pegasus is switching it up here, switching a lot of things, like Solstice, they've got the download. They know what they're doing. They're exceptionally good. And then they also got the snowball, the steamroll already going. They've already got the momentum to just keep pushing on while, you know, there's a few players here about to jump in for the first time. Maybe they've had the advantage of spectating and seeing some faults that they can, you know, fix up on their own team and abuse on the enemy team. But like they need to do that if Pegasus wants to stay in this at all.
I mean, I hope so. I hope it's a good game. We've seen, I think, what was the bracket? Ryan noticed this last night. There's only been 5 maps lost by any team in the tournament. It's basically been all 3-0s and 3-1s. And basically every single map that was lost, I think maybe except 1, has all been on control. So it's not looking great, but you can always pray.
Yeah. A lot of 3-0s. I mean, if you're Pegasus, you'd at least hope to take 1 map at the very least. You don't want to get 3-0'd, especially in something like the semifinals. We're expecting the teams to be playing at a fairly high level. And, you know, like it's 2nd and 3rd seed, you know, they should be playing super well and super even, but it's just not happening right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. They are going to whip out this Ana, it looks like. We'll see if they change as they're still in spawn, but I mean, at this point, you're kind of getting rolled. Like, no disrespect to Pegasus, they would roll me, but against their opponent, anyways, they're getting rolled. So I mean, yeah, I kind of like to see the Ana in a way or something else. Like, you got to try something different. Like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, it's just insanity, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Zenyatta, it's really strong. But your team have to be finding value out of it. But Ana has, like, you know, the strongest ability in the game. That nade is a complete team fight win. It just negates everything that Zen does near enough, at least with his ult and heals.
It looks like they are going to stay on the Zen now.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, just do some rotating in the hotel, trying to find a better position. Naeon taking it to him a little bit. Almost gets called out, but doesn't get D-Max here. And that's just all in brawl at the front. OP Greg being the one that's just escorted up here, taking some damage. He wants to back up. He's super low. Everyone falling low, actually, on the side of Pegasus. And they're just going to have to back out here before they get picked off. Kabunga does fall. And he gets the pin on the Inax, but Greg falls shortly after. And as long as he can keep getting these staggers, the limb won't matter too much. You know, Inax is going to be here before too long, before they can really regroup.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he had got that pin and nobody else died, they might have been able to make something out of it, right? You get like a little less, get that 20-second, 10-second, probably 10-second advantage push in, but it's just not happening, it looks like, so.
No. But everyone's back here again. We can start back again at square one, but with some ults online, they're rather coming on the side of the fence, and that early aggressive grab yet again. The beat's there, but they're dropping the bomb in the back. OP Greg does fall there. Bomb doesn't quite find it anyone, but it is a beautiful zoning ult. Joey taking out Kabunga there, and you know, just again pushing them back into spawn. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Yeah. They still got plenty of time, but they're gonna make something happen. Make it look like they have the ability to win a fight.
I really like these aggressive Zarya ults non-stop coming in from aspects. It's just like, there's so many times where in comp games or in any game actually where you like, we have 6 ults and they hit an ult first and you lose the fight and you're like, but we lost and we still have our 6 ults, and you do it a couple times. It's like, not like we have ults, we hit Q, we win fight, and we'll just take another 30 seconds off and you can lose in the back end. It's still bleeding that time off.
Exactly. The aggressive playstyle is like the strongest thing in the game. Only beaten out by, you know, reactive, but neither team are playing reactive here. Inax is the only one to fall here, but it should be looking good for Pegasus to finally take it here. Another grab coming out from Aspect there, but it's not going to matter too much there. There is a trance and everything else. He does find Kabunga though, but they look like they do want to stall this out though. Inax is back on his way. The grab is there, catching Naeon out. Isn't able to eat that one. The bomb is there though, coming to the store a little bit. Managing to find Smoke. That is a half-decent pick. And now it's 4v4 here. with, you know, the Briggs coming back in the back end. You know, this could still go either way. The rally's there, and the beat as well for the side of Pegasus. A lot of people not dying. OP Greek is the one to fall, though. That's going to be huge for Solstice, not even giving away a tick out of that fight. Only a minute 20 left.
Well. That's a feels bad.
That's a big feels bad. Pepe sad. So
initially when that fight started, I was gonna be like, no, Aspect, I'm not sure you should have used that grab then. Like way back when, like 2 grabs ago, I don't know, at the start of the fight. When it was like a 4v5 or something. I was kind of like, why are you doing that? Like, this isn't a winnable fight. And prove me wrong, but oh man.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever played Goats before?
A little bit, maybe.
There's plenty of ways to there's plenty of buttons that you can press on your keyboard for many players. That's just we don't die button. Lemon getting kind of caught out here, but doesn't matter too much. The Shadow is there. Both back lines put down on the ground. Inax is super aggressive and does die. Eventually, the bomb being chucked into the air, but Kabunga does die. Silverstar hopping in the trance to stay alive. Just keeping everyone alive here. The pin comes out, but Aspect's already found Smirk there. No Transcendence coming in anytime soon. The beats to keep everyone alive. As long as they can get rid of this damn Lucio bouncing around, this should be great. And again, just 20 seconds left, and Inax is coming back in. The defense is looking close to a full hold here. And Pegasus don't really have anything to push in with, to be honest.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, this is like pretty clinical, especially for the SRs that these teams are. I mean, you're gonna lose some players naturally.
The aggressive beat comes out, keeping everyone alive on the side of the attack for now. The Transcendence as well shortly after. Lambert does fall, but the grab and the bomb are out. It's going to find someone. Smirk is going to be taken out just straight after the Transcendence. The Shadow's in the back, got to get rid of Aspect. But the Shadow's in as well for Solstice here, but they're not going to be able to find the damage. And this should look like Pegasus can finally take it. I've said that before, but I don't know. We've talked about it before. I don't know if this Lucio can get the 6K here. He's dancing around, stalling out as much as he can.
It's your time to shine,
Joey.
Lucio.
The Joshio doesn't quite pull it out there, unfortunately. But they should be able to get a full, not recontest, but they should be able to be all here spawned up except for Joe. He's going to bounce all the way back from long spawn, but they might be able to hold the tunnel here.
Yeah, and they invest a rally early, looks like, just to see if they can push Solstice back, see if they can push him back. And they do pick out the Inax as well. That's a big kill, and they're going to be able to push through the choke, push through the arch, not have to worry about that choke point at all, and send them packing. And then might even pick up the Sari as well.
Put in the shadow mod as well. We've seen it plenty of times. People just being spawn camped while one person pushes the car through the streets.
I'm personally
they're going to back up here though.
I'm a super big fan of it. I mean, like you're Ryan, it's Goats. You're gonna get your shadow back in 30 seconds. You might as well like take as much space as you can with one person on the cart. I personally love it. Also, it's pretty funny to watch.
Definitely. Now the only part that's realistic to defend here, it's pretty much just before the end of this point. But all Solstice here, investing the rally, just pushing in straight away, taking the full aggression. Greek getting caught out here. He's going to get pushed around in the mosh pit. He's going to get taken out. The grabs are a little bit too late in the beat as well. The bomb's going up in the sky. Inax does get bashed, so he drops his shield just to die. The bomb is out on the side of the fence, though, just to get rid of everyone else, clear up the cockroaches, and Lambert's just smacking them around. And they should be able to clean this up pretty easily here and defend. You know, Lambert going for the 4K there.
Yeah,
and a nice little stagger.
Both these Brigs I've seen have been pretty decent about getting around the backside of the Ryan, bashing and dropping that shield for a second. So good on them, because it's not necessarily easy to do that and still stay alive. There's Brig's pretty. You can feed pretty hard on Brig in Goats.
Absolutely. You know, you may feel like a mini Ryan, and you essentially are, but you don't have the same abilities he does. The Shadow comes out straight into a shield. Actually manages to get the backline a little bit there. The grab as well is being put in. O'Reilly's there to keep people alive, but it's not going to do too much work. Inax gets 2 with the pin. Lambert is the one to fall though. And the beat just to make sure everyone stays alive. And it should just be another fight with Solstice. 20 seconds left. You know, it's clutch time again for Pegasus. They're going to win this next fight.
I got a baby diva too. It's only at 15%.
Looks like he's going to go and switch, which is the best idea here, but he's going to be coming in pretty late here.
I did appreciate that Beast 100% blocked that Rhine Shatter with the DM and so got shattered. But it was worth a shot.
Yeah, the Shadows both just everywhere. OP Greek is going to be falling to the bomb though, and Beast does get DMAC. That's huge for Solstice here. It should just be an easy win from here on out. choke X is just, you know, XT is just not going to find any value through a trance, and that's going to be it. Held in the streets a lot earlier than I thought was expecting, to be honest. You don't see the cart get held there very often.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd spot. I will say, is choke EXT, is that like a really bad, dirty joke that's supposed to be boot up the choke or something?
Good. No clue. Definitely could be.
If so, it's pretty funny. If not, my brain's too big. Thanks real quick to Rafji as well for the follow. Again, this is the Tournament of Goats presented by Onomatopoeia. Presented by Solstice Esports for the entire title. Thanks for tuning in, watching, like, follow, subscribe, whatever. It all helps out. And we'll be continuing on later this week and probably a little bit into next week, as this is a double limb tournament and this is the winners bracket. So either of these teams they lose, they still get a couple more chances to see if they can make it back into the grand finals.
Absolutely. You know, if Pegasus really want to take this seriously and not get dropped into the losers, they've got they got some big boy pants to put on right now.
Got a Moira out on the field, so I don't know if that's big boy pants or if that's I can't aim pants.
Yeah, that's probably the worst support that you can run out of the flex ones. It does have value, but it's really like the kind of the last hope. You're not taking advantage of how good Zenyatta and Ana are. You don't find the value, which is, you know, reflective of the player, unfortunately.
Well, also any good diva is going to be eating those balls and not get a lot of value. Oh, Lambert spawns out the wall camp.
Yeah, they knew what was going on already. They're not going to get caught off guard here. OP Greek falling pretty low there. Actually, Inax as well. Both Reinhardt's fallen super low. The life of a Reinhardt and Goats. But over here, Greek gets bashed up. They're pushing in here, trying to get that damage. Aspect has the high energy here, just trying to get that grab as quick as possible. Lambert does fall here, so it should be easy for Pegasus just to knock him back. And they doesn't even get staggered here. They just take him out immediately.
OP Creep's got the shatter as well.
My ultimate is
so maybe you get a sneaky shatter in, not expecting it. They'll probably, I guess, NX is already at.
Yeah, you pretty much always assume that the enemy Ryan has a shatter, even if you just immediately used it. Expect a second one while you're still on the ground. The shatter gets there, and there's bash and all sorts of things. Comboed pretty well between the Brig and the Ryan. You know, Inax had no chance of blocking that. Just wasn't allowed to play the game. And just pushing back to the spawn again. 2 fights in a minute though, it's pretty good. They're just getting back together really quickly here.
I mean, die efficiently if you're gonna die, right? Get back together.
Exactly. Make sure everything is efficient when you're playing this game, including the feeds. The aggressive grab when the rally was already out. Transcendence keeping everyone alive. Now the other grab, everyone's pinned to the wall now. The shadows there keeping everyone alive. Another beat. Coalescence. They're just really throwing everything on the ground right now. But the Brig might get caught out here, and does. Kabunga falls desperately low by himself and dies. The bomb being tossed up in the back. Kind of weird, but that's fine. Devtron, it's a one to fall to it. And that should be the cap for Solstice here.
Unless Moira's gonna need a 6k. Nope, it's not a 2-2-2 comp, and it's not a silver game,
I've
so
seen it before. You know, Moira's pretty OP, but it's not gonna find it in Goats. Yeah, like with a Moira, you just really lose all the damage you get out from an Ana and a Zenyatta, which is like a huge factor.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see. I was actually really expecting this Ana to come out a lot better.
The dueling rallies out, and yet again another Inax shatter straight into the shield. Doesn't matter too much though. I'm sure we'll have another one before long. The counter shatter comes in straight into a shield as well. Bomb inside the grab. Lambert fights Kabunga. The evil Brig, if you will, taken out. Beats coming out to keep the aggression alive. Coalescence coming out yet again. Doesn't matter too much. The shatter is there. And they're just going to be able to push in here. Clean it all up. That is Zen on point. Oh, don't know about that one, Beast. Feeding a little bit more ult. And, you know, it's not far. You know, they only realistically need to win one more fight, and they've got the cap. With 3 minutes 40. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Solstice is going to go aggressive as well and try to push him up. Don't even give him a chance to get to the point B choke or get to the point B landing point and see if it works.
So the aggressive grab is there, though, but they're still going to find the value here. The bomb getting chucked into the back. It could be huge. Managed to find Kabunga. That is good. No more Brigs on the field. Finally, the Genji is happy. And the grab is there. Asper does get put on the ground though. The beat as well. Transcendence keeping everyone alive. But no one on the cart right now because, you know, Silver Star is the one driving it for now. It's kind of anyone's game here right now. But it kind of balances on who wins this fight. And it looks like Solstice are actually just going to back up. You know, they only need to win one more fight from here on. They might as well just get a full reset. OP Greek going aggressive, but a bit of a misplay, a huge misplay, if you will. His team isn't there to back him up. He does get the coalescence to heal him up, though. That's super, super fortunate. His team just coming in at the last possible second. Kabunga does find Lambert, though. Maybe Lambert was the evil Brig all along. And the Solstice just have to back out here.
I mean, that was an absolute huge play right there by Spurt. Keep their Rhino alive. OP Greek as well, holding the shield a little bit probably to stay alive. Maybe a little bit. We'll just say he has a big brain. Again, and he totally knew that NX was going to shatter him. But either way, that right there just absolutely saved him that fight and gave him another chance. Otherwise, that would have been GG, and we wouldn't be watching anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Went from feeding to full fed. No problem here. Both bombs coming out to see who the bigger the beat is. Going to keep everyone alive on the defense. The attack though. The shadow is there, but they're going to find the value. Kabunga's dead, and so is OB Greek. Neither the Rhino or the mini Rhino are alive anymore, and Choke EXE does fall. There's no damage here anymore. Now they're just got to get rid of the scraps, get rid of the Lucia, get rid of the Mora. And get that goddamn Baby Diva out of here. Solo Shatter if you have to. And
Did he solo shatter the Baby Diva?
Oh yeah, he did. You know, that's what you gotta do. And there's no way they touch. And that's gonna be a nice quick 3-0 for Solstice here.
Yeah, efficient, like
Solstice
a surgical knife.
versus Astronomical. Pretty simple. I think what, 50-minute stream?
Yeah,
nice
50 minutes. That includes the stream starting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Landon getting another play of the game here is the mini Reinhardt. Yeah, in the shadow. Did Lambert shadow there, or was it an ass?
I think
Can we get rid of Rally and just give him a really weak shadow?
Give him a shadow that's just like LOS, that's like as big as their shield.
Aspect getting all high energy kills yet again, as he does. Just playing it super well.
You know, that was a little bit rough if you're Pegasus. I mean, I know they get one more chance in the losers bracket now, and as a higher SR team, they'll probably end up getting a pretty far. I mean, they already basically get swapped to I think like semis and losers basically from losing this. But still,
they should be able to do it pretty easily. OP Greek saying they might just stick to 2-2-2. But I don't know. That's just how it be sometimes.
I guess we got to go down to the question of who's your MVP.
Honestly,
I know it's rough in GOATs because it's always like everybody or nobody. It's usually how GOATs works, but still.
And I definitely want to try and spread it out when it's the same team. You don't want to give 5 MVPs to the same person, especially when they all play so well like this. But honestly, for this one, I'm thinking Inax. He did quite a lot of work on that Reinhardt today.
Yeah, I could go with
some pretty sick plays.
I could go with it. Also, I think Neon was a little bit of an unsung hero there as a diva. Just always kind of like always eating a lot of damage. I think they ate a grav as well. Keeping people alive, supports alive in the backline. That probably didn't deserve to be kept alive a few times with some focus fire. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go. It's Inax as well. I'll see if I can get him in here though.
But yeah, like you said, Neon doing a lot of work on the diva, doing so much. But I mean, I've definitely seen Neon do more before, and I definitely feel like we can see more come out of them. So I'm thinking maybe next game they roll, maybe it goes to them. We've seen him hit pretty big bombs as well as everything else. Today there's only just piddly 1-2Ks at most.
Yeah, I mean,
when he hits a 6K, it's goats. You got to hit a 6K bomb eventually.
Hey, I mean, you hit 6Ks all the time. It's just if that actually does need damage on it. You hit 6Ks all the time. It's just if it does need damage, right?
That's true. Beat trans. I mean, not a trans, I don't think, but beat, rally, all those things make it a little bit difficult to take it out. But yeah, so we're gonna get Inax in here for MVP interview. The man's nutty on this Reinhardt.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
He's unreachable. Yeah, finally, Pegasus had Chipser here. Might have been a bit easier.
I guess I can just give him an invite myself. I don't know what his Discord name is, or I just give him an invite.
Makes it difficult. But anyway, yeah, again, this is Onomatopoeias / Zonk Esports big tournament of GOATs. This was the first of the semi-finals in the winners bracket. We also have Ungentlemen, not the academy team, but the actual Ungentlemen versus Dirt, another big game coming up. I don't know when it's been played. Do you have a date for it?
It hasn't been set yet. I'm in the works of trying to get it set up with the other teams, just so we can get it all streamed for sure for you guys, and just because I always think the winner should be able to play, right? But
And I mean, I know after that it'll be finals, and it's supposed to be a big game, but I think it really will be, especially if it's Ungentlemen or Dirt, both really good teams, versus Solstice. Solstice just being completely uncontested by anyone. Like they're out here just doing whatever they want. We're just living in their world, right?
Yeah, no, it looks like I get our MVP in here. Make it full screen because this Discord has too many channels. And yeah, hello, Inax, how's it going?
Yeah, hello.
Finally got that MVP as the big boy Reinhardt. How you feeling, dude?
Pretty good. Just chilling.
Just chilling. It doesn't sound, the voice and the way you are right now just doesn't match the way we saw you playing Reinhardt. I was expecting high on Adderall and screaming, but
Nah, I'm just chilling. Just like to relax,
Fair enough. So I mean, we know you guys have had a pretty easy time going through the bracket so far, but again, fairly easy one again. How are you feeling coming into this game, the semi-finals? You're gonna start expecting a matchup here.
Pretty good, but I mean, we still took it serious. We just had to. I mean, we knew the team. We scouted a little bit, learned what they liked playing and how to deal with it. So I mean, it was what it was, but it was pretty fun. Pretty fun though.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty good mentality to come into it.
Yeah.
It definitely looked like you guys were chilling with 3-0. It looked a lot. I know. I was kind of hoping we were going to get a good game, and I guess you guys said absolutely not. Threw them out the front door and said, no thanks. Come again a different night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My team played pretty well. I did pretty decent, but I fed a little bit on King's Row and stuff, so some things I need to work on, but...
That's all right. Sometimes, you play hard, you feed hard, you win games. It's all part of it. It's all part of being the Reinhardt, going for the glory.
Yeah.
But there was some pretty big plays throughout. I'm assuming you're pretty good with that Reinhardt because the Rein v Rein matchup, because there's always the sort of mind games in the 1v1 aspect of the mirror comps. And you did exceptionally well versus this Reinhardt. It was really good to see. You were kind of uncontested, really. Sometimes you got booped around and a shadow hit in the back, but for the most part, pretty well played. But there was also a lot of help from the side of your team as well. It wasn't just a one-man army kind of deal here.
Yeah.
A lot of people on your team. Is there anyone specific, or maybe the whole team, that you want to shout out for carrying maybe as hard as you did?
I'll give it to my Brig, my Lambent. He feeds sometimes, but he does his job. He's a pretty good player. Yeah, he helps control my aggro and when I want to go in and stuff. So I mean, he's fun to play with. Definitely one to look out for.
Absolutely. He was our MVP last time because he's in there, and we see his kill participation cards a lot of the time, and his heal as well. That last match, he had the most heals in the match, which is sometimes unexpected from a Brigitte. But it happens, and of course we see Aspect burning people down as well. Like, it's very high damaging composition. Well, not composition, but you guys all put out a lot of damage throughout it. But
yeah, my team's pretty good, but all I can say is main tank difference, to be honest.
That's how it be, man. But last question I got for you is, next game's going to be either versus Ungentlemen, the #1 seed, or Dirt, slightly lower, but it's still a very good team. You excited for that game, or you going into it confident?
I know Solstice has a pretty good rivalry. I guess Ungentlemen, are they used to? I don't know if they do anymore, but it should be a fun game if we had to play against them. They're a pretty good team, so I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe make it a bit more of a game next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. You got any more questions for MVP here, Saf?
No, I mean, you literally stole a couple of my questions I had, so that's cool. We can just chuck them out the door. That's fine.
That's it.
Let's say this last one would be who do you think? So I know you call it your Brig for Helping you out, Ben. Who do you think's the most? Who's your unsung hero? I guess on your team, the person that you think gets the least amount of notice, I guess, and do you think does the most?
Toxin or Neon does a pretty good amount. He does a lot on the diva. But I think Joey. Joey takes control of the comms, and he likes like, I guess, he alt tracks and he plans on like engages and stuff. So I mean, I think Joey deserves it, or is pretty
Okay.
So.
I was half expecting the Silver Star and the Zenyatta for just sitting on cart the whole time.
Yeah, he does his job.
Sorry. That's it. But you guys did really well. You know, good luck in your next games, and GG's. Thanks for jumping in here.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Alrighty. So that was our MVP with Inax from the Solstice Esports, doing well on that. Reinhardt helping out with the 3-0 for Solstice Esports versus Pegasus Astronomical in this tournament with the GOATs semi-finals. You know, you got anything else to put in here, Seth?
Not much other than stay tuned. I'll sound like every streamer, YouTuber. Like, follow, subscribe. It all helps. We appreciate it very much.
Hit that bell. You know, stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll have some more GOATS games later this week and the next week and a bit as we finish up this tournament. So stay tuned. Thanks a bunch.
Cheers.